So given that I won my first 3 matches, I guess I'm just gonna play until I lose or until I hit rank 3. Both of those seem like reasonable stopping points. Maybe if I lose this game, I'll probably play another. But yeah, just like to continue with like the random aside that I started the last game with, like one of like the biggest gripes I have with Hearthstone streamers is that they don't really explain what they're doing at all. Like even the streamers that like go out of their way to explain the major decisions that they make, like they'll often just like they'll often just like gloss over the choices that they made early in the game, which kind of like maybe like gives people the illusion that they're like lets people like maintain the illusion that they're better than they really are, because even if they do because they'll find themselves agreeing with all of the major decisions that the streamer makes, even if they even if they're going even if they get like all the small like sequencing decisions in the beginning of the game wrong. And that's kind of exactly what I did the first like 3 turns of this game. Interesting. So is this freeze mage? No, he played. I guess this could be freeze mage. Yeah, where I just didn't really explain what I was doing for the first 3 turns of this game and just played my creatures. But I think my first couple plays were pretty straightforward. There was a card in my hand that was just evidently the best to play. So this is great for me. I think I'm not sure which I should have placed in the middle, because I'm likely to defender this thing, and normally it's better just defender the cards with Divine Shield and not the card, and like you usually want to like protect your sticky minions against sweepers. So I think that overall this is probably the best, because it's interesting because in a lot of matchups you want to force them to attack your sticker creatures because you get value when they die, but at the same time these are your in matchups with sweepers, these are your best defenses against them. So it's like an interesting like kind of like tightrope, especially when it comes to matchups where like Shaman, where they have both creatures and sweepers. So you want to get value from these cards, but you also need to protect yourself, insulate yourself against sweepers. So this turn, I'm just gonna defender. I'm just gonna maximize damage. Again, I think I'm just gonna protect my Haunted Creeper, and I'm gonna play this at the edge because it's my second sticky minion in case I draw Direwolf Alpha. Though in all likelihood, this is going to get pings. My opponent's not at this stage of the game where he can play a sweeper yet. And so next turn I have to worry about Blizzard. And this turn you could have just Frost Nova Doomsayered if you wanted to, but that's obviously not a huge concern. So next turn I have to worry about Blizzard. So I'm certainly tapping, and I don't think I'm playing this Abusive Sergeant. Start by attacking his face to see if this is ice barriers. So it's ice block. So I'm 100% tapping this turn. Figure out what I want to do. And so now I have to decide which of these plays is best against Blizzard. I think the answer might just be Imp Gang Boss, just because it guarantees I have a body in play after the Blizzard. But I was watching someone stream earlier, and I think this might be bugged. I think the minion that comes out of this after a Blizzard is actually frozen. So in that case, I just want to maximize the amount of damage I'm doing this turn. And now in retrospect, I realize I probably made a mistake. I probably should have buffed this at least once to make sure so that the first half survives a Blizzard. But that's not even necessarily correct. I think this is actually, I might have actually played incorrectly and gotten rewarded for it. Because having these 1/1s in play gives me a decent shot of breaking his ice block this turn. And I'd actually be able to, had I had one more space to play creatures. So once again, I'm just going to tap and see what I get. And so next turn I have to worry about Flame Strike and a second Blizzard, and those are the two primary things I have to worry about. I can't pop his Ice Block this turn, and I don't think there's any point in trying to like burst him and trying to just do extra damage here. So I think I'm just gonna play this Imp Gang Boss just as like a minion, just as like a 1/1 to guarantee that I have just a 1/1 in play after a Flame Strike. I think that's of the cards in my hand, that's the only thing that really adds anything to this board. And obviously I'm not super worried about card economy at this point. What's going on here? Okay, so he's reducing... Okay, so I guess there's some shot that I die next turn. But, alright. So now I can clear his Ice Block and also just also his Emperor. And I'm certainly not going to worry about... I'm certainly not going to life tap. I have more than enough cards in my hand to end this game. And so I just hope that he can't kill me off of his 8 mana. And is he going to Frostbolt his own Mad Scientist? Okay. So this is certainly the best play. So this is certainly like pretty good for him. It's not super clear what he's hoping happens from here. I think I really don't want to discard the Doom Guard. And given that was his last turn and he's used most of his Emperor cards, I think it's worth tapping to try to reduce the chances that I discard my Doom Guard to the other Doom Guard. That's the only card in my hand that I care about. So yeah, so I discarded 2 completely irrelevant cards. Now I just want to get rid of his secret. And so now there's some shot he kills me next turn, but given that I have a taunt, most of his Emperor cards are gone, the card I'm most worried about is Alexstrasza. And this obviously way overkills him through Alexstrasza. So it's hard to imagine what he does here. I've got a charge minion. I've got a sticky minion. He's at 1 life. I have a board that he has to deal with. This is kind of where Soulfire is kind of nice, just to give you like an additional angle of breaking through a freeze. But again, I don't think you can play it with both Dr. Boom and Lothab. It's possible with just Dr. Boom, it's still fine to play it, or maybe I should be playing it over this Dark Iron Dwarf. But this Dark Iron Dwarf has been pretty reasonable every time I've drawn it. I don't think there's any cards in my deck that I've been particularly unhappy about. Yeah, so I think he's just kind of just spinning his wheels here. I don't think there's any way he can win this game after doing that. Alright, so one more win.